Hi, I'm Reidus, and on this episode of Reidus and Cletus Weekly, we're going to replace the master cylinder in my Datsun because it leaks all over the floor. That means we're going to need to bleed the brakes, and that means you're going to need a lovely assistant. And today, my lovely assistant is going to be... Hi! Me. As you can see in the driver's side footwell, it's all wet, and it's actually started to discolor the metal and rust it a little bit. No holes yet, but obviously I don't like that after I just fixed everything. So that needs to be cleaned up, and the master cylinder is going to come out. First things first, the part that we're going to be replacing my old master cylinder with is going to be this. Now this is a master cylinder from a Datsun 510, which will fit, but it requires a little bit of extra parts. So that will fit perfectly. This is a brand new part. This is, or remanufactured, sorry. This is this part number. It's a Cardone 11-1538. It'll fit right in, and what's really good about these 510 ones, Datsun 510 ones, is they're actually adjustable on the clevis here, so you can adjust your pedal travel, which is super cool. First thing is, there's a little clevis and a spring at the top of the brake pedal. What we're going to do is we're going to take that spring off quite easily, and then there's a pin that goes through the brake piece, and that will come off, and then so will the rest of it. Yep, that just falls on the floor. There's your clevis. This is all covered in brake fluid, and we're gonna bleed the brake cylinder so that it doesn't have any more in it, because we don't want this spilling everywhere. Ooh, they're rusty and bad. I'm really glad I'm replacing all this crap, because it's become kind of unsafe, and as much as Clayton and I like driving junky cars around, we don't drive unsafe cars, because that's just not a good idea. Old part's out. Oh yeah, this is just a leaky piece of crap. Yep, that is terrible. So what leaks is under here. That's where it's leaking from, right at the back. There's a seal in here, and basically what happened was when we put this together back in Calgary, this was an old part that we thought was okay, and I had a rebuild kit that was brand new that was okay, but I think what's going on is inside here, it's just a little bit too pitted, and brake fluid is sneaking by here. And since this is on the inside of the car and this is in the engine bay, it leaks back here and it gets under your floor, which rusts it out, and that's not good. So right away I can tell that the new part is much better quality. The old one was just didn't have as good compression here. I can feel that everything's much better. The only difference between this master cylinder, which is for a Datsun 510, which is a sedan, and my car, which is a sports roadster, is the bottom here. They have different thread pitches because they changed the style. They've also got the bleeders on the right side instead of the left side, but that doesn't matter. So what you have to buy, if you're going to be doing this, is a little adapter piece. This is a brass piece, and it's part number Weatherhead 1443. And basically they just thread right in there, and that allows you to put this onto your Roadster. So it's super easy, and then it goes like that. The other nice thing about this piece is we were having problems before with this little screw on the bottom on mine, in that if you screwed it in too tight, it would strip, because this is just a cast piece, and that piece holds the whole assembly from popping back out that way, and that was falling out. So we were having leaking problems with that, and just having a brand new part is really nice. And I bought this from Rock Auto for $94 or something, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully this works really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in. Again, the best part about this piece is it's a direct bolt in. Well, since nothing on Reidus and Cletus can happen perfectly the first time per our contractually obligated doings, I had to go to Canadian Tire and buy a pair of snap ring pliers. And that's because The really cool adjustable plunger on the 510 master cylinder is too long. You can see I've installed the one from the Roadster onto this. You can see where it would stick out. It sticks out way too far, which means that what actually happens is when I was putting this in the car, it was pushing the brake pedal too much, and actually there was about, I don't know, half an inch of clearance here. And that's not good because this has to be tight up against the firewall. So I took the snap ring off, took this one out, put the old one in, and now it should work. So we're gonna try and put everything back together again. I had all the parts I needed, I just needed a tool. So yeah, I went to Home Depot. Sorry, not Canadian Tire. I can't get anything right on the first try. Okay, let's try this again. It should work a lot better this time. I didn't forget the gasket this time like I did in episode 2. Good. Wow, that's looking pretty. I love new parts. With the leaky parts removed and the new parts put in, we could now bleed the brakes, and I'd be back on the road with my beautiful little Roadster. Join us next week for another Reidus and Cletus Weekly.